Hey guys, JM here, and I wanted to update you. A couple of days ago, I put a poll here on the channel, and I wanted to explain a little bit about it and then show you guys the results, and then just give a little state of the dojo address to let you guys know what's going on. My desire has always been, ever since Disciple Dojo became a full nonprofit. For a long time, we weren't a nonprofit, and I was just God provided in numerous ways. But when we became a nonprofit, one of the decisions I made was I'd never want to market any teaching material. And that has been the driving force behind moving everything to YouTube. We used to sell Disciple Dojo curriculum to churches to use as small group material or individual study material. But even then, we would always make all the workbooks and stuff downloadable for free as PDFs. And the same thing like with my ebooks on Amazon, I've tried to price them like the lowest amount that Amazon allows you to sell books for. So we work to do that because I really do believe that the gospel teaching ministry should not be quid pro quo. It should be given freely, and that we should trust God to make up and to provide through his body, through his people, if they feel like the ministry is worth supporting, that God, the Holy Spirit would move them to support it. And so that's why when I always, I don't ask all the time for donations, but when I do, I always say, we don't have tiered memberships. We don't sell perks. We just ask to give if you want to support this ministry. So anyway, the thing with YouTube though, YouTube's a little bit of a gray area because YouTube it owns the platform, it hosts your videos, and in return, YouTube says, we're going to show ads. We can give you some of that revenue, and we can invite you into the process of that revenue and how to, give you ways to help generate it. Because YouTube wants its creators to make money because it makes YouTube money. And so they see it as a win-win situation, which is great for anything. In my mind, it's great for anything that is not ministry. Teaching ministry is where I don't feel comfortable with the commodification. But other stuff that's not teaching ministry, so things like reviews, things like lists, maybe discussions about books or authors or resources, those kind of things, I feel like that's like YouTube creator type stuff, and I don't have a problem monetizing that. I just don't feel good about monetizing teaching videos because our goal with Disciple Dojo material, like I want you viewers to be able to say, hey, our Sunday school class, our small group, our campus ministry is going to go through the Psalms together or the Olivet Discourse or Revelation or Bible for the Rest of Us, all these series that we teach here on the channel. And I intend them, I make them with the mindset of these might be shown in a small group setting, and there's nothing that would derail a small group more than having to skip ads in mid-roll, So what we've done on the channel is so far is I've turned off all mid-roll ads. And so at the beginning of a video or at the end of a video, YouTube will pop up a little ad and you just skip it when it's done. And that I'm okay with that. It's YouTube's platform and I get it, but I wanted to make it where they're not interrupting the content, the teaching content. But I put the poll out here and I was surprised. I want to show you, here's how you responded. Hey, Dojo subscribers, what approach do you think we should take regarding ads and monetization? I want to steward wisely. This channel is not free. This ministry is not free. Our refugee jitsu outreach is not free. All of the stuff here at Disciple Dojo that we do, these commentaries that I read from and share with you all, it's not free. It costs money to do all this. My rent is not free. There is cost, and we're not funded by any one church or ministry. We're all under the umbrella of Disciple Dojo. So I want to steward Disciple Dojo wisely and balance all of the needs of running a nonprofit teaching ministry with also not peddling the gospel. So I said, I want to steward wisely, but also not peddle the gospel and make as much freely available as possible, trusting God to provide monthly donors. Ads on a third-party site like YouTube are a gray area with people being both pro and anti. So you can listen to, you can go over to Selling Jesus, Andrew and Beth Case, they do Aleph with Beth, and they are all about no monetization, turn it all off, trust God only, don't have any ads whatsoever. And I kind of lean that way in general, but I don't go as far as they do. I just respectfully disagree that YouTube ads are this are the same thing as saying somebody, give me money and then I will give you teaching or counseling or theology or whatever. So I don't go quite as far as they do, but I am in that general realm. However, at the same time, I want to balance as being the head of Disciple Dojo and being accountable to my board and stewarding this ministry wisely. So I said, these are gray area and people are both pro and against. So I want to hear from Dojo viewers. Of the 3 options below, which would you prefer we adopt as our ad policy here on YouTube? And here are your responses. 5% of you said no mid-roll ads. I said, so that's option 1, no mid-roll ads. There'll be an ad at the beginning, ad at the end. Can't help that, but nothing in any videos. And that does mean about a 40 to a 50% if my math is right, and my math very well may not be that great. I was an art major and a Bible nerd, but it's about, from what I can tell, a 40 to 50% decrease in revenue from the channel. So that's option 1. Just turn it off and say, Lord, we're trusting you to make up this deficit by sending people to donate monthly Dojo donors. And the board will just oversee all that. Option 2, show mid-roll ads on non-teaching videos. So review videos, list videos, like my study Bible reviews or book recommendations or lists, maybe even interviews with scholars about their books or things like that. Just those type of things that it's not teaching, it's YouTube. As much as I hate the word, it's influencer stuff. Ugh, I just feel gross even saying that. But it's that kind of thing. So turning on mid-roll ads for those, but leaving them off for the teaching. 23% of you said do that. And then I was actually surprised. 72% of you said mid-roll ads on all videos. Just turn them all on and let people deal with it. And that was really encouraging. So I want to let you know that while I very much appreciate the support that those of you and tons of comments, I mean, just comment after comment saying, turn them all back on. Ads are part of YouTube and this is how we make money. Worker deserves his wages, all that kind of stuff. I get that, but I still don't quite feel comfortable. Well, I don't feel comfortable at all having our teaching videos interrupted by ads because I want them to be used in a church setting, in a communal setting. So what I've decided is I think the approach we're going to do is this middle one. I think that moving forward, we're going to turn on mid-roll ads for non-teaching videos. So if it's our Olivet Discourse series, not going to turn on ads. Our Psalm series, not going to turn on ads. Bible study tips, not going to turn on ads. Things like that, we're not going to turn on ads. Where we will turn on ads, I think, are going to be replays of the live streams. So our open mat replays, we'll turn those on. Book reviews, Bible reviews, resource reviews, we'll turn those on as well. We're not going to turn them on for superhero seminary episodes and discussions with authors. I'm going to do that on a case-by-case basis because sometimes I'll have a person on to do teaching, like the episode that Carmen Imes and I did on women in ministry, or that Richard Middleton and I did on Hebrew poetry. Those are teaching episodes. They're not an author peddling their book. So I think for those, we're going to leave ads off. But then for others, like if I am having an author on to talk about their book, that'll be kind of like just a promotional thing. So that's the route we're going to go. I just want to let you guys know. And also, you might hear a couple of things on this microphone with my buddy here. Hey, what's up, buddy? So let's talk about some things first. Microphone-wise, in some of the previous videos, we've had a little bit of hissing, a little bit of just, I'm not in a studio. I live here. This is a corner of my apartment. And because of that, and because of how much I use my hands and the overhead shots of reviews, this microphone, I can't be like a podcaster and have it right up in my mouth. So that's why the audio quality isn't that great in our videos compared to other like really well done podcaster pro videos here on YouTube. I mean, people that have sound engineers, there's a reason their stuff sounds good. We don't have that. We just have me. And I'm not a good sound engineer guy. And this microphone, it's fine, but it's not. This is a microphone that was donated from a church. It's not specifically for YouTube podcast, cutting out ambient noise, all that kind of stuff. So that one of the expenses that we've had is I just ordered and hopefully it'll come today. And hopefully I'll have it installed soon. is a new microphone, a good microphone, a couple $100 that we're going to use to replace this one and all of the old tech that goes with this. So I'm hoping the sound quality gets a little bit better. I may have a learning curve and the sound may not be consistent in the short term. So just bear with me on that. The other thing is the Olivet Discourse series we're doing right now. It's hard. Like the Olivet Discourse is hard to teach through, and hopefully you've been watching them and appreciating these videos. I would like to get them out like 2 a week. Sometimes I can't because it's just so much. I'm having to read and pull from like literally, I think right now 8 or 9 commentaries, then present it, then film it, then edit it. It's just, I'm not complaining about it. I just want you guys to know it's a lot of work. It's much easier to sit down and say, hey, here are 7 books I think you should read, and here's why. Those videos are much easier. But when I'm really focused on a teaching series, the translation work that goes into it is a thing. Then the commentary studies are a thing. Then my own systematizing everything in my head of how I want to present it is a thing. Then actually making the PowerPoints and the graphics and all, like, you get the picture. So just bear with me if things aren't turned out as quickly as they have been. One of the downsides with YouTube is they really do punish you if you produce regularly and then you slow down. So the analytics take a hit if I go more than 2 or 3 days without posting a video. So that's part of the impetus, but it's also really exhausting. And so you guys can help the channel out by watching old Disciple Dojo stuff that you haven't seen in the meantime, keeping the engagement, keeping the channel, keeping YouTube aware that people like this channel. And they want to see more of it. So, and then lastly, you'll see this guy, this wiggly, squirmy guy in my lap. For those of you who've never seen the live streams, this is Ripken. This is Ripken Elmer Smith, aka the Jiu-Jitsu Shih Tzu. Rip is really old. He had to have his eyes taken out last year. He's blind now and he's deaf. I've had him. I found him as a stray in 2011. So I've had him for a long time now. He's been with me through a lot. I live alone. He is my roommate. And the only thing that's been everyday consistent in my life for the past 15 years. And he's at the end of his life. It's every day I'm day to day with him on if it's time to call the vet to come say goodbye to him or not. He's not doing too well. He's just old. He's old and blind and deaf and tired. So anyway, I'm discerning. If you've seen our superhero seminary video with Black Panther there talking about animals and souls, this has been a big part of this guy has been a big part of my life and the life of all of my jiu-jitsu students. We call him the Jiu-Jitsu Shih Tzu. He used to come and get on the mats and watch and roll around with the kids and man, I'm really going to miss him when it's time. And unfortunately, it looks like his time is very soon. So prayer requests, those of you that are praying viewers, pray that God makes it crystal clear when Rip is ready to go. Honestly, it would be a blessing if he went in his sleep. Then I didn't have to make the call. That would be, as sad as it would be, that would be the greatest thing that could happen at this point. But that if I do need to make the call, the righteous man knows the soul of his animal. Proverbs 12:10, I think. I know the soul of this guy, and I want to care for it, and I want to steward it just as well as God has me steward anything else he's given me. So anyway, that's just a little personal open up and let you guys in on what's happening here. So pray for Rip. He's been a good little boy for the past all of my 30s and 40s. You want to say anything, Rip? No. So I'm actually got to take him out. I have a little stroller I take him in because we don't really do walks anymore to go handle his business. But I just wanted this may be the last time that we see Rip here on the channel. So I wanted Dojo viewers to see him and to let you guys know what's going on and just give you a little bit of background to this channel because I do view this very much as a ministry and I want to be as transparent as possible with those of you who are gracious enough to support us by watching and liking and subscribing and those of you that donate. And remember, I say it all the time, but if you are a Dojo donor, if you do decide to donate, let me send you a patch. Shoot me a message through the website and say, I'm a donor. I don't care what amount you give. It could be $5 a month. But just say I'm a Dojo owner. I'd love to get a patch, and give me your address, and I'll tell me if you want a white one or a dark one, and I'll send them to you just as a thank you. You can put it. Well, my hat's over there. I was saying you can put it on my hat if you want. You can put it on whatever. You can do what you want with it. Use it as a bookmark. I don't care. Just as a way to say thank you. So that's what's going on at Disciple Dojo. That's the state of the dojo. There you go. I appreciate all of you guys. So thank you for your support, and thank you for your prayers for me and for Rip here. Bless you. That'll do it for now. We'll see you back here at Disciple Dojo. As always, in the meantime, keep training.